It's Monday. Welcome to a new week. Hi friends, it's Queen Alita. So I'm back today with a message. Back on camera. It feels good to be back on camera. Really excited. Just excited that we're at the end of the year. So yeah, I've got a message based on a dream that I had. Oh, I didn't check the date. Let's check the date real quick. I had this dream on the 28th. December 28th has not come. The 18th, I did not write that out correctly. I had it on December 18th, which was yesterday. Oh my gosh, yes. Anyway, so welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome. Quick disclaimer, especially if you're new, not every prophetic message that I put on this channel is meant for you, so you've got to take it to the Lord and ask Him for confirmation. Make sure that He's speaking to you about the same thing. It's very important that you have that relationship with Him, that you trust His voice, that you are able to hear His voice, is basically what I'm saying. Don't always rely on me and everybody else here on YouTube to give you a word or a message. It's so important that you're able to hear His voice. Like, I can't stress that enough. You know, that should be the first place where you get your messages from. And while I'm on that note, I know that for some of you, this word will be confirmation of what God has been speaking to you about. So I just encourage you to continue in that relationship with Him. If you have questions about the word, ask Him. He'll be able to give you that clarity. And if there are any background noises that you hear, please excuse me. There are a lot of people in the house right now. You know, it's that time of the year. Lots of children, family, everything. So bear with me. So, like I said, I had this dream on December 18th, yesterday, and in the dream I was with a group of people, and I remember being in a car with them as well, and this car was moving really, really fast. I don't know who was driving. It was one of those situations where I knew we were in a car, but everything inside of it just didn't feel like a car. I mean, there were a lot of people for the size of a normal car, and it was the size of a normal car, but there were plenty of people in there, like a lot. And what I noticed is that it wasn't clear who was driving, but we had to keep our eyes on the road. It's almost as if our eyes were like the main thing. Like, you had to keep focused, because if you didn't focus on the road, the car was gonna veer off the lane. It was not gonna stay on course. And I remember at some point I got distracted and I was talking to some people, and one of the other people also was, you know, kind of watching the road, but they turned away, and I was like, no, you gotta watch. And we were both trying to watch, and by this time it was too late. The car was moving really, really fast, and it just veered off the path and onto the pavement and hit a wall. But before it hit that wall, we could see this impact coming, and I remember just holding my breath. We all held our breath, waiting for this horrible crash. And when it hit the wall, I remember just going down on my knees and kind of facing the back of the car, and I felt like a brick or something hit me on the neck, on the back of my neck, and I thought there was pain. You know, that was the thing in this dream. With this whole crash that happened, certain things that I expected, I thought I was feeling them, but not really. So I thought I had pain. And then I remember someone saying, well, I think I said we should call 911, and then someone dialed 911 and they gave me the phone, and I was like, no, I don't want to talk to them. Kind of feeling embarrassed almost. And then someone else started to speak to them, and then I really felt bad that I didn't want to speak to the people on the phone and, you know, report what happened. And I remember just standing there feeling like I have to be very careful not to move my neck too much, because it's broken and, you know, it's going to just snap and my head will fall off or something. You know, I just had all these thoughts, but really it was imagined. It was almost like I was telling myself that my neck was broken. But I was able to stand there and still talk. I was just telling myself that. It really felt like I was feeling that way, feeling fragile in the neck because of my thoughts. And yeah, that was pretty much the dream. So what the Lord was giving me through this dream, right, is that there are certain things that you're a part of right now. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the dream, it felt like there were a lot of like people that were together. There were partnerships. So this dream really has to do with partnerships that you are involved in at the moment. Partnerships that, well, it may not be at the moment, maybe something that's coming. Always remember with prophetic messages, it's a timing thing. So some of you may already be in this process where whatever partnership you're in is already on track. It's moving. Things are accelerating. And for some of you, something that's coming, okay? So whatever your position is and what God is saying to you right now, that's what you focus on in terms of the timing. So things are moving. They've been moving forward really quickly, rapidly. Things are going. And the thing with this partnership is that it impacts a lot of people, because there were a lot of people in the car. There are people that are going to be blessed or, impacted by this ministry, by whatever this partnership involves, right? And you need to be focused. This is the main thing. You got to keep the main thing, and you got to stay focused. The eyes were like really important in this dream, because I remember that it was important that we used our eyes to keep them on the road so that the car could stay on track. So the eyes really in this dream talking about focus. Like, what are you focused on right now? If you're not focused on this thing that the Lord has given you to kind of propel forward, well, He's the one who's propelling it forward, because there really was no driver. We were just in the car. But we knew that in order for things to stay on course and on track, we had to keep our eyes focused, right, on the road. So stay focused, remain focused on where you are going. Don't be distracted by things that may be coming in, and it may be good things. You may just be interacting, maybe being distracted by things that come up within this partnership, within this group, with whatever may be happening around you. Good things, maybe someone comes up with an idea like, oh, let's do this or let's change that, and that's taking the focus off the direction that you're going. And that is where the issues come in, because as soon as we were both distracted with the other person, it was a young lady, that's when the car went off track and it hit the wall. And it's almost like you'll see the repercussions of not being focused when, like, just before they happened, because we could see it. We all held our breath, and then the crash happened. Of course, there wasn't damage. I forgot to mention that as well. I didn't see the destruction. I didn't see people hurt, but I knew that it had slowed things down. There was an impact of some sort. So I wrote here, everyone needs to stay focused, right? And remain focused to stay on track and avoid issues that could bring delay. You don't want that delay, right? The part in the dream where we suggested, let's call 911. I was feeling quite embarrassed in that part, because, this could have been avoided. So I didn't want to speak to the people on the other side of the line, because this could have been avoided. And I got the sense that God was showing me that this is, kind of going back to Him, calling Him, crying out to Him like, oh Lord, I know you warned me about this. I know you warned us about this. And we didn't do it. We lost focus. And this is what has happened. So in this dream, that dialing 911 is like crying out to God and just kind of getting into a place of confession and just realization and acceptance of, okay, this is on me. This is on us. Okay. So, the other thing about this dream is that this delay, this thing that will happen should you lose focus, will feel like a major thing, but it really isn't. It will only cause delay, but it hasn't destroyed the whole thing. The thing is still going to get back on track. It's just that this delay is going to happen, right? And the scripture that the Lord gave me for this word today is Luke 16 verse 10, and it says, if you are faithful in little things, you will be faithful in large ones. If you are faithful in little things, you'll be faithful in large ones. I'm going to stop there because this is the main thing. The Lord is saying to you today, you've got to be trustworthy and faithful in what He's giving you, okay? You've been faithful with the little things. Now He's giving you something larger, and you've got to keep that focus and stay faithful so that you can continue on your path and the things can move forward, because this impacts a lot of people. Okay, so that's the word for today. I pray that it's blessed whoever it's for, and I'm so happy to be back on camera. I hope you guys are happy to see me too. I will see you guys in the next video. Always remember that God is a good Father. He loves you so much because you, my friends, are so deeply special to Him.
I know this is